Protesters, many wrapped in the Sri Lankan flag, swarmed into Rajapaksa's whitewashed colonial-era residence yesterday. They jumped into the swimming pool and sat on his enormous four-post bed. Others set fire to the private home of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who also agreed to resign to make way for an all-party government. Rajapaksa, a hero of the quarter-century civil war against Tamil rebels, plans to resign on Wednesday, July 13th, the parliament speaker said. Thousands had descended on the seaside city demanding Rajapaksa resign after months of mismanaging the crisis. Protesters were still milling about today at the president's residence, parts of which have now been ransacked. Some took selfies of the polished interiors, a striking contrast to the misery many have endured. The nation of 22 million people is short of food and fuel, and inflation hit a record 54.6% in June. Sri Lanka's economic crisis developed after the COVID-19 pandemic hammered the tourism-reliant economy and slashed remittances from overseas workers. Soldiers stood guard outside Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's private residence on Sunday after it was set on fire by protesters the previous night. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said at a news conference in Bangkok today that his country is closely following the developments in Sri Lanka.
We've seen now thousands of people of all backgrounds taking to the streets, looking for accountability, looking for transparency, looking for a better future.
Pope Francis on Sunday told the leaders of Sri Lanka not to ignore the cry of the poor and the needs of the people, and appealed for peace in the Asian country. Speaking from St. Peter's Square for this Sunday's Angelus message, the Pope expressed solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka, who he said continue to suffer from political and economic instability. Many say that the situation in Europe is getting close to breaking point as well. Perhaps the Europeans can learn something from their Sri Lankan concomitants.